high-level tournaments in the region and around the world. Also on this, the referee is Davos Lewis, who tossed the ball up, and Leon Cooper out of Freeport, Grand Bahama, is the second umpire in this matchup. That's Leon Cooper, who's going to be bringing the ball now as the umpire. But again, it is now Gateway's Javante Curry. Long pass to start things out here. Denzel Jones with the drive up and the quick fouls. Foul within 6 seconds of the game. This is going to be a long one.
I honestly think St. John's didn't know which way the ball was going just now. Because all of their players were down court and facing the wrong way.
They did seem a little discombobulated.
Yeah, the out of bounds pass early in the game really threw them off. No, Tyrese Porter bringing it up. He's St. John's bread and butter right there.
Denzel Jones misses the first, hits the second for Gateway. Miss from St. John's. Gateway having problems getting it down, eventually in the hands of Bradley Lightbourne. Lightbourne outside into the hands of Javante Curry. Curry makes the miss. Off to the races. St. John's.
Porter with the miss. Good cleanup.
Porter with the miss, and then it comes down into the hands of, I think, that was actually Denaj Roll. Right. Steal there by St. John's.
Stolen right back.
Stolen right back.
Javante Curry with the steal.
Jordan Maycock could not hold on to it for St. John's. The putback there for Gateway Christian. Chester McPhee.
And you will see a lot of wild, I guess what's considered wild passes or long passes. St. John's is not a team that's afraid to just go for it.
Yep.
They'll try to go for that highlight play.
Leonardo Bain for Gateway Christian. Lost control back into the hands of Bradley Lightbourne. Lightbourne inside to Chester McPhee. McPhee with the turnaround, and he's fouled.
It's a bit of a slow start to this one. Both teams feeling each other out. Like you said before the game started, it's probably the first time ever that these teams have matched up.
I think I can go out on a limb and say that this definitively is the first time that they've actually ever played each other, because I could not think of any other permutation that would cause them to have to play each other.
2 misses.
And again, early on in this game,
and we saw how free throws hurt Agape last game. Those fourth quarter free throws could have extended the lead by 10 and have a bit more cushion when CC Sweeting started to make their run.
St. John's.
Not shy with the long ball at all.
Exactly. At this time, they're up 5-3 with 4:22 to go here in the first quarter. Heavy press from St. John's on Gateway. Gateway finally into the hands of Chester McPhee. McPhee goes for the drive and looks as if the contact is called for a foul.
Yeah, Therese Baisden tried to take a charge a bit too much on the inside from where we're sitting.
And I think, too, his foot, if that's what they were looking at, it looks as if his foot was on the no-charge semicircle. So either way, it would not have been a charge. If you're going to take a charge, you've got to take it in the right spot.
Free throws again. Gateway continues to struggle from the free throw line.
And it's very early, 2 minutes to go.
They're 0 in their last 4.
Yeah, their struggles continue. They get the rebound, trying to make that turnaround. Jay was Chester McPhee, and he's fouled.
Will they have another chance? No, it's on the side.
They're going to call it out of bounds. Gape inside. Denzel Jones with the rock. Inside to number 10.
Tough
Leonardo
mid-range
Bain.
shot.
He struggles with it.
A lot of coaches don't recommend a long mid-range shot. Tyrese Porter trying to dribble between 3 defenders, loses it. Good sidestep. Bradley Lightbourne with the Euro step there.
Pretty much the Euro step, what we used to call the Euro step. Game tied at 5. St. John's tries to go up. Lots of defense from Gateway. Gateway's number 2, Denzel Jones. The short J is no good. Coming down with the rebound is Jordan Maycock for St. John's. St. John's on the push. An opening right there, and is stripped. 35 could not keep his foot off of the out-of-bounds line. Bradley Lightbourne forcing the turnover off the block.
Gateway's height is definitely affecting the way St. John's plays. You could tell it instantly. They're not used to playing a team with this much length.
Another travel violation on St. John's.
And right now they're pressing, trying to find something to work. Right now they're really pressing.
So the timeout, I think, is taken by Gateway. Not quite sure. St. John's assistant coach complaining about something, not quite sure exactly what.
I think he was talking about that foul.
The foul.
It wasn't called the foul on Porter on that last play when he hit the ground.
It's ironic, the music that they were just playing was the fanfare from the Olympics for champions. And again, I think it's if memory serves me right, it's called Bring in the Champions.
Yep.
And again, you have the champions from BAISS St. John's out there, so apropos that they would have that played. But again, this is a very lackluster game here early. 5-5 on two teams that don't have that much height, so you would think that this would be a very quick game, a lot of drives, a lot of shooting, and just under 3 minutes, and we're only at 5-5.
It's tough because you don't know which style to play. Both teams are trying to drive it. When it's not working, they're trying to shoot it. Gateway is taking a few long mid-range jumpers that have not even touched the rim. It's usually a tough shot, and I know it's not with their coach, Schrupp.
So the foul, we're going to shoot 2 on this one. Going to the line for Gateway, Denzel Jones. First one, no good. Second one, no good either. Coming down with the rebound is Chester McPhee. He makes the drive. That's waved off. It's a travel.
Low scoring affair so far. Both teams trying to find a way, trying to crack their seal. Another miss on the inside for St. John's.
And again, like we said, this is a extraordinarily lackluster game. Tip in there by, it looks as if it was from Chester McPhee from Gateway. They go up 7-5. St. John's, Jordan Maycock thinks about it, takes the drive himself.
You can see them pressing, trying to figure it out as they go, trying to see over Gateway Christian's lane. Just on that open 3, you see how quickly they were able to close out and make up the distance.
Nice ball movement from Gateway.
Finally get one of those long twos to fall down.
Back into the hands of Leonardo Bain. Bain with the 2. Gateway up 9-5.
Backcourt, careless turnovers.
And again, this is not the St. John's team that I expected to be playing right now.
They're very sloppy with the ball, especially in the backcourt. Tyrese Porter is usually a much better ball handler, much more aggressive. He's not been able to find anything so far in this game.
Long ball from Bradley Lightbourne, no good. St. John's trying to cut into the lead.
Porter finally gets his first basket of the game. He usually leads St. John's, average about 17, 18 points over the course of the BISS season.
Bradley Lightbourne with the drive, looks as if he's being fouled by Jordan Maycock. Lightbourne going to the line to shoot 2. Gateway in the bonus right now, so they're going to be shooting for the next 2 minutes of this quarter.
If you're St. John's, you might not have to worry too much about that. They're so far just 1 for 5, 1 for 6 from the line. 1 for 7 if you
1 for 7 if you're counting it right now. So again, if you're joining us, Gateway Christian Academy out of Bimini in white, St. John's College in green. They're the visiting team in this. 2:11 to go here in this first quarter between these two at this 2019 High School National Championships in Freeport, Grand Bahama, at St. George's Gym. Foul called on Gateway. St. John's coming up with the inbound. I think that's Tyrese Porter bringing it in. Long three, no good.
St. John's is just pressing, trying to find. It's one thing when you know you're a good offensive team and you just can't find it, so you begin to press.
Foul called on Therese Basden from St. John's on the rebound. And I think we're shooting 2.
I want to say that's the first substitution of the game
No, we've had a few substitutions.
on Gateway side.
On Gateway, no.
Yeah.
Not quite sure why we're not shooting 2 because that was not an offensive foul. So I think Gateway might have been missed on a free throw there because they are in the bonus. Jumper there from Gateway, it's good.
They play such a unique style. Sometimes they take shots you don't expect much teams to take.
So again, Gateway again around the horn. St. John's not able to pull down the rebound. With the drive is Bradley Lightbourne.
He's really killing them on the inside.
He is.
He is really killing them on the inside.
I'm not even sure what they can do because of the difference in size to defend against Bradley Lightbourne and Bradley Lightbourne's not only his height but his skill.
Yeah. And if you look at it, they're almost intentionally taking some kind of long shots because they know they have such an advantage on the inside. They're just drawing St. John's defenders to the outside and just leaving them one-on-one with the St. John's center.
So again, St. John's may not have to worry about free throws because I think they've only hit
just one.
They've only hit one so far. Turnover there by St. John's again. This is not the St. John's College team that was dominant in BAISS and making an impact at Hugh Campbell. Not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's just they've never seen Gateway before and they just don't know how to play them. Long three there by
long shot,
from Gateway. Rebound. St. John's not really fighting much on that turnover from St. John's. Dinaj roll with a travel there.
And if you look at St. John's, all of their errors are unforced errors.
Yep.
So far, everything has been unforced. Just mental mistakes.
I think it's been 4 travels, the 1 backcourt, every out of bounds.
There you go, another chance on the inside.
Another travel. Again, you've got to think, and again, I see you looking at me, Randy. You've got to think about the Euro step. You've got to be actually making a step to be able to do that. You can't just do it on a caught pass.
Good play.
Inbound there from Tyrese Porter. He drives hard.
He definitely has to win this team.
Bradley Lightbourne.
He's too big on the inside.
They give him the shot, and he gets his own rebound, goes back up a second time, and is fouled.
If he was making free throws, this would be a double-digit lead right now.
Yep. And again, like you said, they may not have to worry about them hitting the free throws, but this consistent fouling by St. John's, I mean, they only have a finite number of substitutions.
Yep.
I mean, they have a full bench, but
usually it's an 8-man rotation.
Right, but what I'm saying is that they're going to have to worry about who's getting in foul trouble.
Yep.
And there you go. Bradley Lightbourne may actually get hot. That's his. I think he's the only one who's connected on a free throw. If he connects on this one too, they may have to rethink their strategy.
Yeah, that's the first over the back they've called, but they might have gotten away with 1 or 2 before.
The push from behind.
Just a bit too aggressive on that push. You could give a subtle little push, but not too much like that.
Thank you, Mr. Referee. Right there, Chester McPhee with the push from behind. We're under a minute to go here in the first quarter between St. John's and Gateway out of Bimini. Gateway leading this one 14-9 on St. John's. St. John's, Jordan Maycock with the drive. He's fouled. Hits the front of the rim, no good for Maycock.
It's been a struggle for him, too. You've seen him airball 2 threes and miss a few free throws so far.
And that's not his game. In Hugh Campbell, he was a dominant force for them.
He's the designated shooter on the team. So when he struggles, it's a tough day for St. John's.
He misses both. 44 seconds to go. Gateway up 14-10.
Tough pass. But he gets it right back. Another good pass.
Lightbourne into McPhee. McPhee struggles. St. John's comes out with it on the fast break. St. John's goes up.
Porter really can find his way to the rim.
Tyrese Porter may have at least half of the points for St. John so far. They've cut it down to 2 with 16 seconds to go. A stop here and they could tie it. Missed there by Gateway, off to the races.
Maycock,
Jordan,
wide open. Oh, he goes for the throwdown.
I think that might have
Misses
been
it.
a foul there, but again, no call.
I didn't expect the throwdown, the throwdown attempt.
Oh my goodness. Bradley Lightbourne with the prayer, and it's answered to end the first quarter, pardon me. Gateway up 16-12, and that was a shot. I think he didn't even expect that was going to go in.
He didn't expect that. Everybody was in a daze because Maycock tried for the throwdown.
I think they were still trying to figure out what happened on the slammer jammer that he got messed up there.
People don't pay attention to how much a dunk could change the momentum of a game. If he probably had made that, St. John's would have been hyped going into the timeout. Probably was going to come out a bit more aggressive than they would. But what happened? They ended up hitting a buzzer-beating shot, and now they're probably going to come out a bit more down. They're going to have to regroup once again.
Well, they're not down that much. They're only down by 4, and again, this is a low-scoring affair so far. But like we said, Jordan Maycock for St. John's in the regular season in BASS was a dominating force. And Hugh Campbell, he was, like you said, their go-to shooter. And not only the go-to shooter, but I would say the heart of the team, because you could see him getting his teammates getting in their face to say, get into this game, get into this game. And you're not seeing that just yet. And again, like I said, I don't know if it's unfamiliarity with who they're playing, or if it's just nerves or the length of the season and tiredness is sinking in. But St. John's is going to have to do something very different if they want to continue to try drive into this game to win it. And right now, like you said, Gateway promoted up from the Family Island Division. They have nothing to lose. They're swinging for the fences essentially on every play because what is there for us to lose? Nobody expects us to win. And again, that's not anything on their talent. That's just the proverbial thing that you think about Family Island schools. They don't come to compete. They just come to be a part. But they're here showing, just like Agape Christian showed in the previous game, that Family Island schools could be the place where you see that diamond in a rough and you can see quality sports being played, quality basketball being played here at this high school championship.
Honestly, the fact that they're able to compete in such close games shows that they deserve to be moved up from the Family Island Division, regardless of wins or losses. They're able to compete. They're able to play at a high level for a consistent amount of time through games. So I think it's well deserved, and I think they belong in this division.
Another 3 from Gateway, this time from out of the hands of Valdez Edgecombe. They go up 7-19-12, and I suspect that that's going to be a foul on the outside, shooting 2.
Quick shot.
First shot there from Tyrese Porter is good. Second one as well. If they can get going on free throws, they may have a chance. 19-14 right now the score. Gateway Christian leading St. John's College. 5:20 to go. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Gateway trying to find an opening. No luck there. Tyrese Porter pulls down the rebound, and they're trying to get something going again. Jordan Maycock inside.
Good step through.
He might have been almost called for a hook there, but Emmanuel Carey for St. John's going to the line to shoot 2.
All good post scorers give a little hook.
Were you a good post player?
Never. I'm 5 feet 10. I was nowhere near the post.
Anything is possible these days. Anything is possible. Carey hits the first of 2. Cuts the lead to 4. It stays there. 19-15, 4:57 to go here in the second quarter. Lightbourne having problems holding on to the ball. Gateway able to get it back out. Valdez Edgecombe inside again to Lightbourne. Lightbourne with the miss. Lightbourne with his own rebound. Can't hold on to it. St. John's trying to saves it into the hands of Gateway. but it stays Gateway ball with 14 seconds.
St. John's is Lightborn with a nice little long two. St. John's best bet is to make Lightborn dribble anywhere between like backcourt and half court, because from the 3-point line down, he's too good for them.
And again, another unforced turnover, driving in there. And again, this is difficult for Tyrese Porter. He's got to watch out for getting into foul trouble. Tyrese Porter with the charge ran right over number 15 from Gateway, Chester McPhee. And he's called for the foul. Still a 6-point game. Gateway Christian Academy out of Bimini up right now, 21-15, 4:34 to go in this second quarter at the 2019 High School Nationals. "17 seconds on the shot clock. Gateway looking for a hole. Inside, up.
Travel.
And I think everybody in the gym called that travel. Lucky for St. John's. St. John's down 6, looking to cut it in.
This length is really confusing.
Jordan with the long ball, no good.
He's going to have to find a way to be effective without scoring. He's going to have to play defense, try to gang rebound and help his big man. But right now, it's just not falling for him.
And another unforced foul essentially here. Or not necessarily unforced, but unnecessary. You foul on a rebound in the backcourt. That's Alexander Carey for St. John's. Putting yourself in foul trouble and then trying to just create fouls for Gateway to get to the bonus situation even quicker. Gateway again inside. He's surrounded by St. John's players. Looks as if Brennan Albury is getting frustrated at that point.
I mean, Gateway is relentless on the inside, though. This is where all the fouls are coming from right now.
Clarence Hepburn at the line for Gateway. He misses the first one. Gateway up 21-15 with 3:57 to go.
I'm telling you, if they were able to hit free throws, they would be 30+ right now.
Yep.
Easily.
21-15 turnover. Lightborn with the steal. He takes it all the way, gets nothing out of it, but will go to the line to shoot 2.
How many free throws do you think Gateway shot so far?
I would say at least half our age. Pick one of us. But they've gone at least 7 times in this quarter alone. And I think they've only hit maybe 3.
2 to 3.
2 or 3. So again, think if they had hit any of those free throws with any level of consistency, this would be a very different game. Gateway up 22-15.
You won't have to question what they're practicing tomorrow.
This is true. Jordan with the long 3, no good. Looks as if Adon Beckford knocked it out.
So Lightborn has moved into the point guard role.
Apparently
he
can play everything. He's a jack of all trades, master of them all as well. St. John struggles to bring it up. Errant pass, still into the hands of Jordan. And it looks as if Jordan Maycock was fouled. So here we go on the inbound, 22-15. Gateway Christian leading St. John's, 3:21. Emmanuel Carey can't hold on to that pass, and it was a pretty straightforward pass at that point, too. Pressure from St. John's.
Another foul.
Adon Beckford, I think he's trying to get rid of all of his fouls quickly.
You could kind of see the desperation setting in there. It's always around that halftime mark where you really evaluate the game. They're in the bonus as well, so.
7-point differential right now. Gateway up on St. John's, and again, like you said, maybe desperation is starting to set in for Gateway for St. John's at this point. Pardon me. Misses both. 23-15. 3:09 to go. Pardon me. Hit the first one. 23-15.
You see they're putting 3 people on Porter and just letting anyone else make a play.
Yep.
That's a good defensive switch. This Maycock doesn't have it going right now.
Nope. And again, another rebound there for Bradley Lightbourne. He fires it off. Charlo trying to make the play. Charlo forces the rebound for St. John's. St. John's trying to capitalize on it. 2:42 to go in this second quarter. 19 seconds on the shot clock, so they've got time. Long three from Charlo, no good. Coming down with the rebound for Gateway. Clarence Hepburn.
Missed opportunity there on the long outlet pass. It was open for a while. They got to him late.
So again, Gateway up by 8 on the BAISS champions out of New Providence, the St. John's College Giants. 2:12 to go, 12 seconds on the shot clock, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Good skip through the lane by Porter.
Porter with the, as you would say, the skip through.
Yep.
Gateway unable to answer back. St. John's coming again. 1 on 3. He takes it.
He can't see over these defenders like he usually does.
Zakario Kelly for Gateway forces the turnover.
Good spin. Short finish, but that was a good spin from Lightbourne.
6-point game going up against St. John's. And Tyrese Porter.
Single-handedly bringing St. John's back in it.
It's a 4-point game right now. We may see another swing here. Long three from Valdez Edgecombe. No good. St. John's with an opportunity to do something right here. Can't hold on to it. Porter has been trying to single-handedly bring St. John's back into this, but he's not able to hold on to the rock there. Gateway back in control right now. They're up by 4. Just over a minute to go in this half. Lightbourne, 3. Looks like he was fouled. No good. St. John's with the rebound. 1 minute to go. Off to the races we go. Tried for the jam.
They're not shy about the dunk.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if he was trying. I didn't think he knew he got up that high.
Adorn Beckford with the attempted dunk.
You want your players to go out strong like that.
17 seconds on the shot clock, 52 seconds on the game clock. St. John's with the inbound, can't find anybody. Again, Lightbourne forces the turnover. Gateway on the drive. Cannot hold on to it. Back outside now into the hands of Zakario Kelly. Kelly with the miss. With the putback there. Leonardo Bain for Gateway. Gateway back in control of this game. 25-19, 30 seconds to go in this half. 21 seconds on the shot clock. About 9 seconds differential. Steal by Lightbourne. Lightbourne. And the jam by Lightbourne. I think his teammates have been looking for that all evening here at St. George's Gym. Jordan Maycock drives himself. Looks like he was...
Offensive foul. They called him on that push underneath the
Was
rim.
it the offensive foul or was he out of bounds? Oh, it is an offensive foul.
Yeah,
My bad.
They got him on the push.
My bad. I did not see that one out there. I thought it was an out of bounds, but...
He tried to do it, but he put a little too much behind it.
I'm going to believe you on that one.
Yeah, it's a bit of frustration when someone dunks. You want to come down on the next end and make a play.
Gateway up 8, 27-19. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, and they give
on the game clock, pardon me. Back again.
Lightbourne
again. Lightbourne, Bradley Lightbourne from Gateway Christian Academy has been putting dagger after dagger into the heart of St. John's College Giants. And right now lead by 10, 29-19 at the half. And again, this is definitely not the game that St. John's wanted to play.
No, right now it's just a bad matchup for them. The size, the length, the way Lightbourne is attacking them on defense. They triple team in Porter, forcing others to make a play. Maycock is gone cold from the three-point line, from the free throw line, and he's also had some bad turnovers, some unforced turnovers, trying to be maybe a bit too aggressive, trying to bring his team back, and he's wound up hurting them.
St. John's, like you said, not playing the game that they want to, but Gateway Christian playing some phenomenal basketball.
Yep.
Bradley Lightbourne single-handedly is playing the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and I would suspect even if he got a chance would play coach.
Yeah, he's done a great job attacking the rim. Like I said, St. John's best bet is to try to make him dribble in the backcourt and try to trap him. But if you let him get down to just beyond that three-point line, he's too big, he's too long, and as you can see with the jam, he's too athletic for this St. John's team.
If St. John's comes out with a different game plan, and we get to a point where we have to worry about free throws, free throws is definitely playing a big role in this first half because, again, we're surmising that they've gone to the line at least 12 times.
At least, yeah.
They've probably hit about 4. So they've missed about 16 points that they left right there. This would have been a very different game if they had hit them.
Oh, we would have been waiting on next game if they were hitting their free throws. But St. John's is still in it. Tyrese Porter is having the game we thought he would have. Although he's taking more shots to get it. He's not as efficient as he usually is. And his teammates kind of like don't know how to feed him that. It's usually him first and then he gets them involved. But with him struggling to get it going, they're kind of playing less aggressive. And as a result, the offense is struggling.
Jordan Maycock also is going to have to step up here. Like I said, this is a lackluster type of game for him. I think he's already had 4 or 5 points, but this is a lackluster game for him.
Yes, because those 4 or 5 points have also come with maybe about 3 fouls and about 3 turnovers as well. So as much as he's helped, he's also hurt them. Trying to force it, trying to do too much, trying to get his team out of the hole. You want him to be aggressive, but you want him to be aggressive in the right ways.
So we've got about 2:50 to go here in the half. Gateway coming out very quickly. I don't think the coach had much to say.
No, he doesn't want him to get cold right now. He just wants him to come out, ride the momentum they're riding, and just play the way they've been playing. You don't want to slow down Lightbourne. I want him out there shooting right now.
I was about to say, I don't even know what a coach would say at a half like that. Guys, keep doing what you were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more?
You want Lightbourne to continue to do what he's been doing. It's interesting to see how St. John's will try to guard him coming out. They don't have the size, so I'm wondering if they're going to try to play numbers on him.
So again, you may see a hack-a-shack type of.
Well, a bit because he's so agile. So he's not just sitting down in the paint.
Right. No, I don't necessarily mean because he's a big guy. Just that we're going to foul him. We're going to force him to beat us from the line.
Right.
And playing from the numbers, they're not going to be able to beat us from the line.
No. Well, he was the only one that made free throws, so I'm not sure if you want to send him to the line, but what I would do is press him and try to make others create and see what they can do, because we've seen what he can do, and it's created a 10-point lead.
So we may see a box and one coming out on this one.
Oh yeah, I'll throw the whole box at him. I'll throw the box at him and let the one guard everyone else.
So do you think that Gateway has to change anything at all? If there was anything that you would want them to change, what would that be?
Instead of keeping Lightbourne at the 5 and how they switch him every once in a while, I would let him play the 1 the remainder of the game. Not so much just bringing it up past half court to kind of stabilize it and then working around to try to get the shot.
Interesting theory there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with just about under a minute to go. So again, St. John's, not the game that they thought they were going to have. We talked about this being a really competitive game on the side of St. John's at the beginning of the game, but things just not working out.
No, because we saw Tyrese Porter for most of the year. We saw Maycock and others get it done for St. John's throughout the year, but we haven't seen much at Gateway. But from what I've heard, they work very competitive in the Africa League, and you can see it here. What I didn't know is that Lightbourne was so skilled and was able to do things just inside the three-point line. I thought he was primarily just a low-post player.
And again, I think that's one of the takeaways from this championship is that you get to see a player like Bradley Lightbourne who comes out and is spectacular. Who's to say that in another 2 or 3 years he's not a solid member of our junior men's national team, and eventually possibly a member of our national team. I'm not trying to be prophetic here, but I think that that's what you like to see out of it, to see that you have these options, not just in Nassau, not just in Grand Bahama, but you see it all across the Bahamas, and in this case, Gateway out of
Because
Bimini.
before nationals, if they didn't get invited to Hugh Campbell or for whatever reason they couldn't make it to Hugh Campbell, we would never see him.
Yep. So here we go, second half. Gateway Christian Academy up 29-10. On the BAISS champion St. John's College Giants. So not quite sure what the holdup is here for the start. I think again, I still think it's the number issue, not having numbers on the front and the back.
It's good that you pointed that out. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
That's kind of frustrating. Not necessarily for for us watching the game, trying to call it is kind of difficult. But for statisticians, only seeing numbers on the back is kind of difficult, because now let's take for instance, you see everybody running towards you. If you have a steal, you've got to wait too long to see who number it is. And again, if you're not quite familiar with the teams, some of our statisticians may be familiar with St. John's,
right,
and remember that Porter is 2, Jordan is 14. You'll remember those things. But this is Gateway. I'm not quite sure who it is, and you'd want to have accurate stats for them.
We know him though. We know him.
I'm going to claim Bradley Lightbourne as my cousin quite soon, because he's been spectacular out here today. St. John's looking to make some moves here.
Another
45 seconds.
And another miss three.
Another miss.
It's been a struggle.
The rebound from St. John's. It's stripped. Gateway almost with the turnover. They eventually do.
But you could almost see the frustration on St. John's. If Gateway didn't make that error just now, they had a wide open layup. No St. John's players tried to get back at all.
St. John's with the score there. I think that was Adon Beckford, cutting the lead down to 8, 29-21. Frustration again. Out of bounds for Gateway. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
And they have Lightbourne at the point.
They must have listened to you. Gateway with the drive, handoff.
And he's Leonardo Bain has been getting that mid-range two-pointer all game.
Yep.
It's so unorthodox. Not a lot of people take it. So you can't expect him to do something else, and then he just pulls
up. And he just stops. And I think that's the beauty of that shot for him. St. John's passing it to nobody in particular.
He's not even running. The guy... Javante Curry was able to run around Adon Beckford and still touch the ball.
Well, we'll see that the problem is that if Beckford had hit the ball, it would have been a backcourt. So maybe he was protecting, hoping what happened. But now they didn't realize that they were running out on the shot clock. It's a shot clock violation because they didn't eventually get it. So just to recap, because it was a backcourt, the backcourt was not a turnover. So St. John's continued with the shot clock that they had. They came up with about 5 seconds. Did not realize it, and so they were very lazily with the shot. Missed it. Gateway gets it back. 10-point game right now for Gateway.
I'm telling you, that 10-point lead makes you depressed. They're not even playing tough basketball. Giving up offensive rebounds. Could we get a slam down here?
I'm sure we're not going to. Torres Baisden with a lot of contact going up. It looks
Seems like he hurt his back.
He's very ginger on that walk, and he
might have tweaked his back on that one.
Either his back or his leg, not quite sure. And he looks like he's in pain. And again, right now, a 10-point lead in a regular 10-minute quarter might be surmountable. But 6-minute quarters at the high school level, that's going to be very difficult to try get into.
Especially when your top players can't get it going.
Another miss there by Torres Baisden. St. John's gets the rebound. Baisden again trying to go up. Foul off the ball. St. John's looking for something in this redemption and trying to get any recovery in this game, and sloppy pass there by Jordan.
Lightborn slows it up, trying to bring it down the middle.
Nice pass out for Gateway, inside into.
Another one. It's the size advantage. It's too
That
much
Chester?
on the inside.
Yeah, Chester McPhee right now, again for Gateway. It's a 12-point lead. Gateway with the opportunity to extend it even more so at this point. Chester, he hits that one. 34-21. 13-point lead for Gateway Christian.
I think St. John's is just looking forward to tomorrow. They're not
I don't
much
know.
effort at all.
I don't know what's going on. And again, this is not the St. John's college team that I saw in the Providence preseason tournament, in BAISS, and Hugh Campbell. I don't know if they just got in today, if it's quote jet lag or whatever you want to call it. I'm not quite sure what it is, but
They don't seem to have it, yeah.
St. John's is not playing St. John's basketball that I've seen from them this year.
Lightborn, again, he's picking his spots and just taking his time.
Lightborn goes up strong against Emmanuel Carey. Carey with the foul. My cousin, Bradley Lightborn, to the line to shoot two. Or maybe not. I don't know if he got... I'm not quite sure what the delay is, but... (34-23), 3:05 in the third.
Maybe changing rims. Maybe changing the rims has something to do with it.
Is helping Bradley Wright at this point, but Lightborn has been the catalyst and the crusher for Gateway here tonight. Porter trying to find something there, cuts the lead back down to 10. And I'm not quite sure what the call was.
I don't think he went out of bounds.
I think that's what it was. He did point at the line. There we go.
He stayed inbounds, I guess.
Yeah. They were trying to get it in too fast. Livingston Lewis.
Oh, tough pass.
And again, St. John's turns it right back over.
Lightborn to the
And who do they put it in the hands of? None other than Superman, Bradley Lightborn.
It's like every time St. John's scores, they give up two.
Yep.
They give up two baskets.
Jordan fires the jumper
to
nobody in particular at this point. Turnover, Gateway, foul, shot counts. Javante Curry going to the line to shoot the and one for Gateway Christian Academy.
This has been a tough game to watch, especially when you know this team can play so much better than they've been playing. But once your shot starts to miss, you tense up, and you start to do other things that you think is helping, but sometimes you end up hurting the team.
And again, you don't want to take anything away from Gateway. Gateway is playing phenomenal basketball here, especially Bradley Lightborn, along with Chester McPhee for Gateway. So I don't want to take anything away from Gateway's play that they're only doing well because St. John's is doing bad.
They play great basketball.
I think what's going on here is Gateway is playing phenomenal basketball. At the same time, St. John's is playing lackluster St. John's basketball. And if you want to have any chance, you're going to have to hit free throws. Tyrese is not able to connect there. So again, these things... Well, he hits that one, but again, 39-26, 13-point lead. You're going to have to score as much as you scored between almost a quarter and a half, almost 2 quarters in 1 quarter if you want to get back into this game. And St. John's is going to have to really step it up on defense and offense if they want to. And again, they're going to have to stop somebody like Zakario Kelly from taking a 3.
He's had a few of those wide open. I know he's glad to see one of those finally go down for him.
42-26, 140. Turnover by St. John's. Gateway looking for an opening. They pull back out.
Kelly with another one. You know he was going to take
Yep.
that one. You knew it was coming.
Who gets the rebound? Bradley Lightbourne. St. John's. Looks as if the foul is called.
They got him over the back reaching.
Again. 42-26, 124 in the third. I think it is St. John's taking the timeout. 42-26, 124 to go here in this third. And again, St. John's College trying to get back into this against Gateway Christian Academy. The next game up on the schedule tonight will be Doris Johnson, the Hugh Campbell and GSSA champions, taking on the Jack Hayward Jaguars. That's going to be a spectacular game here as well at the St. George's High School Gymnasium in Freeport, Grand Bahama. But again, this game right here, Gateway Christian Academy in the white, St. John's College in the green. Jordan Maycock for St. John's, number 14, one of their stronger players throughout the regular season, has been lackluster here. Hopefully he can make something happen for his team. Gateway's Lawrence Libron with the shot, no good. Coming down with the rebound was Torres Basden from St. John's. St. John's not able to put it in, not able to put it in twice. Lucky bounce for them. They will keep possession. 1:10 to go in the third. 42-26. Gateway up on St. John's. New shot clock at 14. St. John's with the inbound into the hands. Tyrese Porter. Porter tries. Cuts the lead to 12. With just over a minute to go here. Steal there by Emmanuel Carey. Adon Beckford tries to make the drive, not able to convert on it.
He ran into two towers just now. He didn't know
That
where
was
to
the
go
Twin
with that.
Towers exactly. St. John's, difficulty getting the ball inbound.
Oh, he just bullied his
Looked
way
like that was a push off by Torres Basden.
And even when they get away with the foul, they still end up committing one
Yep,
right after.
right after it.
It's in the bonus? I think we are.
We are in the bonus, so they will shoot two. I think that's what they're indicating. Big shot there. Bradley Lightbourne misses a free throw. 42-28. 49 seconds to go in the third quarter. Gateway Christian out of Bimini, leading St. John's. Lightbourne able to get his own rebound.
Twice.
Gets it again. And is fouled going up to the hoop. I think Brenton Albury from St. John's seems incredulous a bit about that foul.
Yep.
Pardon me, that was Alexander Carey. But it still looks as if they're becoming frustrated right now. So they've got to watch it that they can keep their emotions in check to finish out this game, or at least try to make a run for it.
What I like about Gateway Christian, though, even though they're not making their free throws, they remain aggressive. A lot of guys tend to shy away once they're missing their free throws, but they're keeping their head down. They're still being aggressive on the offensive and defensive glass, and it's paid off because now they've made more in this room than they have on the last room, certainly.
In the last half. Bradley Lightbourne hits the first, misses the second. Gateway up 43-28, 39 seconds to go here in the third. St. John's looking for something. Long J from St. John's, no good. Gateway on the fast break, going up, looking for an outlet
Good
right
fake.
there. Turnaround fake, Valdez Edgecombe not able to convert on it. St. John's looking for something here Tyrese Porter down low.
And one. Point counts.
Manuel Carey with the drive and the and one.
He's hoping, hopefully, that can turn things around for his team.
Unfortunately, coming too late in the third to have any impact throughout the rest of this quarter. So they're hoping that they can finish this quarter strong, come out strong in the fourth. Gateway up 43-30. A lot of buzzing going on at the scorer's table.
A lot of last-minute subs. They finally decided to give Lightborn a break.
They're going to give him this last 14 seconds and bring him out fresh for the fourth, I suspect. Lead cut down to 12. Gateway up 12, 43-31.
You know what happens sometimes when you take your best player out, though? Teams always tend to make a run. If they can get it within double digits in this last few seconds, they'll be good. Porter
With the...
pretty close.
Yep. 10-point lead. Steal by St. John's. Can't hold on to it. 1 second to go. That will end this quarter. And Gateway Christian Academy out of Bimini leading St. John's. The Green Giants out of New Providence. 43-33 going into this fourth quarter at the 2019 High School Basketball Championships in Freeport, Grand Bahama at the St. George's High School Gymnasium. So St. John's is going to have to do a lot in this game, in this fourth quarter, if they want to come back into this.
Hopefully those last shots give them some momentum going in, because they didn't see anything go down at the beginning of the fourth. At the beginning of the third, sorry.
And I suspect that we're going to see Bradley Lightborn come back into this game to start the fourth. St. John's coach Dawn Beckford giving some last-minute instructions to Dinaj Roll. 0-0 there for St. John's. So we've got about 20 seconds to go here. What do you suspect St. John's is going to have to do
Right now,
to cut down a 10-point lead in 6 minutes?
we saw it. We said it at halftime. They have to throw the entire box at Lightborn. They haven't done that. They're still allowing him to go one-on-one against much smaller players, which has made easy lanes to the rim for him. You have to pressure him. You have to double team him. I don't see why he has nearly 30 points and he's not being double teamed as yet.
So here we go again. It's the numbers problem. The numbers only on the back.
And this is going to be a bit of a challenge for the remainder of the tournament as well, because several teams I see even walking around the gymnasium have that same issue. Numbers are on the back and not the front.
And on a very technical basis, those are illegal jerseys, because by FIBA regulations, there are specific things that need to happen in terms of numbers on the front, on the back, and on the pants. A lot of combustion going on. Jump ball called. And it's going to be Gateway ball.
You see St. John's really getting after them now, though. Like I said, those last two shots at the end of the third really could have changed the momentum for them. They don't want to be too aggressive, though, and come up with fouls.
Well, Jordan aggressive.
Another one for
unlucky.
him. Wow.
Unlucky on Jordan. He tried to get fancy and try to draw the foul. But again, St. John's still pressing hard here.
I think he went to lay up on Lightborn and didn't realize he was that tall until he was halfway there.
10-point lead by Gateway, 43-33. 5:37 to go in the fourth. St. John's looking for something. Jordan Maycock.
Finally gets one to go. This is his first basket since the first quarter.
I'm quite sure.
And there you go with the fouls.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
That's been the case for them the majority of the evening. It's one thing to be aggressive, but you have to play smart defense as well.
St. John's with the drive. Twin Towers close in, and he's going to go to the line to shoot two.
of a timeout. Both teams trying to get it together early in the fourth. They know how pivotal these next 2 minutes are going to be.
And again, St. John's trying to cut it down. It's an 8-point game at this point. But again, they're going to have to do a lot in these, like you said, the next 2 minutes is going to be crucial for both teams. If Gateway wants to keep this lead and stay in control of this game, they're going to have to probably take better control of the ball, better care of the ball as well. St. John's is going to have that aggressive defense, but not aggressive to the point that they're creating fouls.
Well, what happens is Gateway doesn't have to be in a hurry.
No.
They've been in a hurry for some odd reason the last few possessions, and you see those have ended in turnovers. So they just need to pace themselves when they have the basketball. They have the lead. You have to try to hold on to the lead. Agape was sped up by CC Sweeting, and that's how they were able to come back. You want to sit on the lead and let it work for you.
Tyrese Porter with the free throw for St. John's. 7-point lead now for Gateway. 6-point lead now. And this might be a game very soon. We blink too fast.
Yep. You can tell the defense. They're right there now.
Yep. Like they say sometimes, don't blink. This game could change. Gateway with the miss. Gateway with the second miss. Gateway with the third miss. Light one comes down, tries to fight.
That's one thing that's not changing. They are tough on the inside.
Actually, it was Chester McPhee with that inside play right there. St. John's cannot allow Gateway to have 4 opportunities on one possession. Jordan, the 3, no good. St. John's with the rebound. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 4:39. Beckford with the rock. Outside to Jordan. Jordan for 3 again.
Blocked.
It's blocked.
Good block. Lightborn was able to come up with the block on the wing. On a straightaway shot at that.
Lightborn plays everything. What he's not playing, it feels as if Chester McPhee is playing.
Yeah. Very similar.
21 seconds on the shot clock, 4 seconds in the backcourt. Left for Gateway. St. John's not taking advantage to press on the defense. Gateway taking it all the way in. And easy 2 there from Gateway. And you just allowed Javante Curry right in there for that easy 2.
We'll see what happened. They tried to focus their attention on Lightborn, but it was too late. So everybody had to come out of the paint to try and stop him.
St. John's shot up to nobody in particular at that point. Zakario Kelly comes down with the rebound.
Another long pass. Another strong move on the inside.
Chester McPhee, I think, cannot be stopped on that inside.
No, neither of them. That's what I'm saying.
Another steal.
Wow.
St. John's is trying to stay competitive in this game, but I think that they have given up to a certain degree. And again, desperation is starting to set in for St. John's. Nice move. Nice move there by Chester McPhee for Gateway.
A 6-point game has turned into a nearly 20-point game in
Just
a
like
matter
that.
of a minute.
I told you, don't blink.
It can go in both directions.
It isn't only for the home run derby.
It goes in both directions.
Don't blink. (53-37), 3:18 to go in the fourth. Gateway inbounding the ball on the inside. Lightborn looking for someone. Shoots up. Gateway gets the own rebound. Jump ball. I think it's going to be a St. John's ball. It sure is. St. John's trying to take advantage of this, hopefully. Adon Beckford into Jordan. Jordan drives baseline, goes up.
Nothing.
It does not drop, and who comes down with the rebound? Bradley Lightborn. Turnover by Gateway. Unlucky again by Tyrese Porter. He can't put it in.
You can see things getting a bit chippy underneath the rim, too. As time winds down in this one, Lightborn and Maycock exchanging a bit of words.
53-37.
You have to know it's tough. They had the game in arm's reach.
It was at what, 6 points?
6 points, yeah.
6 points at one point. St. John's had an opportunity to get back into this. And again, I don't know if they arrived today and they're, like we said, jet lagged or travel or unfamiliarity of playing with a team or what. But this is not the St. John's that I saw in the regular season.
And now they're starting to come apart at the end.
I'm hoping that St. John's does something coming into their game tomorrow, because again, like you said, this is a double shake tournament. Long three from Gateway. Rebound from Emmanuel Carey. He pushes it up.
Oh,
attempted dunk is, as we would say on the ballpark, a bog.
Well, if you're losing, you might as well have a highlight, right?
Like you said, you might as well swing for the fences. 53-37. 2:31 to go in regulation.
There goes that short jumper.
Gateway with the miss. Gateway with 2 opportunities on that possession. St. John's just not blocking out.
I think that size on the inside just wore them down after a while.
Unforced turnover. Bad pass leads to a steal.
No look pass. Another no look pass. They're really feeling it now. They're really feeling it.
Gateway looking for highlights. St. John's looking to be a part of the highlight reel as well. Big surprise there, Chester McPhee.
He's really good with that step through.
It is, and it looks so smooth. It's as if his feet don't even touch the ground on it. It's so light coming from it. Looks like it's a foul. 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes to go. 55-37.
Will Gateway look to get their starter some rest and probably pull them a bit early? Yep. We see one sub coming. I was expecting an entire 4 behind them.
An entire 4 to go out. And but at the same time, you've got to recognize that because of, I don't want to say isolation, but because of where Gateway is in Bimini, they don't play a lot. So you want to give them as much opportunity of playing competitively as possible. And so I don't think you're going to see that. I mean, conventional wisdom is to pull them to give them some rest, but they don't play that often. They have to travel so much to play either in the States or to Abaco or Grand Bahama or even Nassau. So they want to get that opportunity to get out there and have competitive play.
They might want to use this for some free throw practice as well.
They may want to get some free throw practice in as well, because this could have easily been a 75-point game, a 75-37 game at this point, and it's only 55-37. And they have not hit free throws. You could almost see the frustration on Tyrese's face as he got up just now. Again, I think what happened in this game is that Gateway is playing phenomenal basketball and St. John's just playing lackluster.
You do that, you have a mismatch as well on the inside. I know the rebounding numbers in this game, huge advantage.
A huge disparity, exactly.
Gateway, yeah.
Well, I mean, on one possession just there, they got at least 3 offensive rebounds.
Right.
On one possession.
They've had at least 12 possessions like that.
Right. I mean, and you can't be competitive if you're allowing offensive rebounds for your opponent. You cannot be competitive if you're allowed at least 3 if you think about it, at least 3 possessions with 3 offensive rebounds. That's 9 offensive rebounds right there.
Yeah.
You cannot be competitive in a game like that. Not sure who St. John's plays tomorrow because, again, the schedule is in a little bit of flux. But I'm hoping for St. John's sake that they come back out a little bit refreshed to play tomorrow. Big free throw there from Bradley Lightbourne. 56-39. Gateway up. 1:27 to go. Violation on St. John's. I suspect that violation is on Dinaj Roll. 0-0 jumping in just a little bit too fast. I think he might have had another violation again, but shot was good. 57-39, 1:25 to go. St. John's looking to make it respectable. Inside,
They're
can't
not
get
giving
out.
them anything.
Not at this point. 57-41, 1:08 to play. And St. John's is still trying to play hard defense. Gateway thinks to go in, pulls back out, outside again, 11 seconds on the shot clock, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gateway pulls it back out, 6 seconds. They may just let the shot clock run out. Defensive pressure there by Adon Beckford for St. John's, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Clock should have started. It's going to be a violation if St. John's doesn't pick it up. Beckford goes up all by himself, no good.
Porter
Put back
is
there by Porter.
At least he can say he had a good game.
35 seconds to go. 57-43, Gateway up on St. John's. 15 on the shot clock.
I think they're just going to run it out.
I mean, conventional thought would be just to run it out, but
Not the foul.
there's the foul. I think the foul is on Dinaj Roll. And I think we're in the bonus as well.
But if you're Gateway, you want to see one free throw go down, at least two go down before this game is all over. Can you go 2 for 2 for once? It's the first one.
Javante Carey's giving you hope.
It's the first one.
Pardon me, Javante Curry. My apologies.
He would be the first one to hit
He
2
would
for
be the
2.
first one to hit
Wow.
two.
Hope we didn't jinx him.
I'm going to blame you. Yep. It's Randy's fault. Seconds to go, 58-43. St. John's trying to pick up something here, and I think that was, again, Adon Beckford with the drive. But again, this game is
They're
going
still
to...
falling. I'm not sure why.
They may just want to play. All right, so this game is going to end here. There's mathematically no way that St. John's is going to get back into this. So Gateway is going to pick up the win, their first win of the tournament, the first win ever for them in Division 1 of the tournament. So the final score meanders around 58-45. So Gateway will advance tomorrow with a win. St. John's picks up a loss. And so a pretty decent start for this tournament.
Yeah, it was good seeing the two Family Island teams come out, really compete, and make a name for themselves.
That's it for us.